In this segment, we're going to demonstrate a counterstrain technique to treat somatic dysfunction of the thoracolumbar region by palpating for the associated tender point AT12. And the AT12 tender point is commonly found at the mid-axillary line just on the anterior or the top of the iliac crest, and we're going to probe on the left, but we do not get that tender response from the patient. But when I press on the right, the patient has that tender point response, and we will tell the patient to remember that, and we're going to call that a 10. And the classic position to alleviate this tender point is going to be hip and knee flexion, relax, fall asleep, and then, okay, and then we're going to flex to the best position of flexion, and then we're going to side bend toward by taking the feet and ankles toward me, and the rotation will be toward me, which will then rotate the torso and the upper of the two segments away. So it's classic flexion, side bending toward, and knees and pelvis toward, which rotates the torso away. Now, clinically, this is associated with either the external or internal oblique muscle, as well as the transversus abdominis, or irritation of the T12 nerve root, specifically the iliohypogastric nerve. So after we've held this position for 90 seconds, we put the patient back passively to neutral, make sure the patient does not help. So we don't want that patient to put their legs down and contract any of the anterior abdominal musculature, and we let those ankles and feet just go right down to the table, and then slowly back down to neutral, and then recheck the tender point, and hopefully the patient says it's a 0 or at least a 70% reduction of the initial tenderness. So an anterior thoracic AT12 tender point treated with counterstrain.